So it's really vital that you get this tax form filled out and submitted as soon as possible. Hi guys, it's Zoe, but you can call me Zoe. Now the US government needs all of us to submit a tax form every year in order to collect tax information about all monetizing YouTube creators. Oh, damn. So if you're monetized on this platform, this is the video for you. The US government is going to calculate tax based on revenue you've earned directly from US viewers. The amount of tax you pay depends on how much revenue you make, the country you live in, and also whether the country has a treaty with the USA. Some countries actually allow you to pay 0% in tax, including the UK and Canada. The treaty agreements vary from country to country, so you'll have to check which one is relevant to you as a creator. So for example, if you live in India, you'll have to pay 15% tax instead of the 24% tax rate because India has a treaty agreement with the USA. If you don't submit the form by the end of May, then you might be subjected to 24% tax on all of your revenue, not just your US revenue or your US views, but all your revenue from all countries and viewers. Bruh. The way they calculate the tax is based on views that you only get from US viewers. So it's really vital that you get this tax form filled out and submitted as soon as possible. The deadline for this form is the 31st of May 2021, so you still have 1 month left to get this submitted. Now I'm going to jump on my laptop and fill out all the form details together with you. So let's get into it. Okay, so now I'm on my laptop and I'm sharing my screen with you. When you go on Google AdSense, you can scroll down to Payments. You'll find Payments on the left-hand side of your screen, and when you click on that, you can click on Manage Tax Information. If you don't see this, then click on Manage Settings, but for now let's click on Manage Tax Info. You'll see a heading called Manage Tax Info, and you'll click on Add Tax to Info, and a pop-up window will appear and you'll be prompted to log into your account. After you log in, you'll be brought to a page called United Tax Info. It says to find the right tax form, please answer a few questions first. So at this point, you need to select whether you're an individual or a non-individual. I'm an individual, then press Next. After this, you'll select whether you're a US citizen or not. So obviously I'm British, so that is a no. After you select No, press Next. So at this point, they're going to give you a form to answer a few questions in order to recommend the appropriate form for you to fill out. So now they've given us 2 options to fill out. The W8BEN form is for individuals who are not from the US, so I'm going to select that. So next I'm going to start filling out the form. Next you're going to be brought to a screen with all the information that you need to fill out. So here I've put in my name, I'm going to put in country of citizenship, so that is United Kingdom. Obviously, you'll choose the country which matches where you live. For the taxpayer ID number, I'm going to use my taxpayer number, which is my national insurance number in the UK. You'll have to check which one you need for the country that you're from. But for the UK, you can use your NI number. I'm going to press Next, and then I'm going to fill out information about my address. So obviously you don't need to see this part. So fill out all your details here, easy peasy, really easy to do. You can choose to have a separate mailing address or have the address be the same as your permanent residence address as well. And then I'm going to press Next. In this stage of the form, they're going to ask you whether you can claim a reduced rate of tax. So this is where you're going to have to find out whether your country has a tax treaty agreement with the USA. I'm going to press Yes because I'm resident of a country claiming a treaty with the US, which is the UK. So I'm going to press United Kingdom. Now they're going to ask you about special rates and conditions. It says you may be exempt or have taxes withheld at a reduced rate on certain types of income earned within the USA. These reduced rates and exemptions vary among countries and specific income types. Select all that apply to you. You can claim any future income type that you may plan to earn from Google products. So I'm going to select AdSense. So for AdSense, I'm going to select Article 7 and Paragraph 1 and select 0% reduced treaty rate. Then it says reasons I meet the terms of the treaty article. So that is fine, select that. In this section, it's going to ask you the reason why you meet the terms for the treaty article. So they're basically going to ask you, whether you have a permanent base in the USA, whether you have a permanent establishment in the USA, whether you're receiving revenue from a permanent establishment in the USA. For this one, you can select yes. Then you can also select other copyright royalties such as Play and YouTube Partner Program. Again, I'm going to select Article 12 and Paragraph 1. And I'm going to select the 0% reduced treaty rate because I am from the UK. And again, it's going to ask you why you meet the requirements for the treaty article. And again, you're going to select yes because you don't have a permanent establishment in the USA or the right or property in respect of royalties. So basically, you don't have a permanent established base in the USA which you're earning income from, so you are eligible for this article. I'm going to select Next. Next, it's showing me a preview of the document and how it will be generated. It's asking me to review the free PDFs to confirm my information, so I'm going to quickly do that. So it's going to open up another tab, and it's important to just look through, and it will have all the details that you filled out. And at some point, I suppose it's going to ask for a signature. Next, it's important for you to review the document and make sure that you filled out all the details correctly. Then I'm going to press Next again. It's going to ask me whether I declare that all information on this form is true and whether I, have filled it out completely. Next, I'm going to add my signature, which is my full name. It's going to ask you if you're the person listed in the signature section. So I'm going to press yes. I'm filling out this form on my own behalf. Obviously, if you have an attorney or an accountant, then they would actually select no. They would be filling it out on your behalf instead. Definitely find advice from an accountant or an attorney if you have any more additional questions or complications with your tax form. I am not a certified accountant, so please seek additional advice if you have any more questions about the form. If you're a Canadian or UK citizen, this form is really easy to fill out, but if you're from another country that doesn't have a treaty with the USA, then definitely seek additional advice if you have any more questions. Now I'm going to press Next. Now the next section will ask you about activities and services performed in the US. So it's asking me, has the individual or entity identified in the tax identity section performed any activities and services for Google within the US? So I'm going to press no. Then it's going to ask me whether I certify that the services provided to Google will be performed solely outside of the US and that any labour or capital used to provide such services will be physically located outside of the US. So again, we are not in the US, so you're going to select that box. Now it's going to ask me about status change. It's asking, are you providing tax information for a new or existing payment profile that hasn't received payments, or an existing payment profile that has previously received payments? So for this one, I suppose, if you haven't withdrawn any money from your AdSense, because I know in the UK there is a £60 AdSense threshold, which you have to meet before you can access any of your money. So if you have a profile on AdSense, but you haven't withdrawn any of the money yet, I would assume that you can select, I'm providing tax information for a new or existing profile which has not received payments. Now that you've filled out your form, you can press submit. All you need to do is select the withholding rate for 0% in the form and then send it off, and it's really as straightforward as that. Unless you live in a country which doesn't have a treaty with the USA, then you'll have to go away and find out which percentage you're going to have to select for your country, and I think it probably will come up as one of the options when you select the country you're from the drop-down menu, but it might be a slightly different process. But generally this doesn't take a long time to do. That only took me about 10 minutes, if that, so don't be intimidated by this tax form, guys. So there you have it. It only took me about 10 minutes to fill out that form, if that. So fill out each section slowly and you'll finish it before you know it. It's really easy to do. It's a very straightforward process, especially if your country has a treaty with the USA. So don't be overwhelmed by it. It's really easy to do, trust me guys. Also make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss any notifications for this channel. And let me know in the comments below if you have any more questions about this, or if you managed to submit your form before the end of May. Make sure you fill out this form in a safe environment so nobody steals your details. Otherwise you're gonna have to block. If you found this video useful, make sure you slap that like button and subscribe to this channel for more finance or business related content to help you guys to earn more money as professionals and creatives. Stay bougie guys, stay ambitious. I will see you in the next video. Bye!